Hello there, my name is George Hurst. I will be your instructor today for this program on handcrafting spur straps. We will show how to do three kinds of spur straps, one with just heavy leather, one with a lining with the buttonholes in the lining so that you can use conchos for decoration, and another one where the buttonhole goes all the way through both the outer leather and the linings. To get started, I like to make templates out of heavy cardboard. I like to make them because I'll usually be making more than one pair of spur straps, and because with the template I can flip it over for the left side and the right side. Spur straps are normally made out of a vegetable tanned leather. If it's only going to be a single ply strap, you would make it out of 8 to 9 or 9 to 10 ounce leather. Or if it's going to be lined like I'm going to do today, you would make it out of 4 to 5 or 6 to 7 ounce, with your lining being 4 to 5 ounce. Whenever cutting heavy leather, I prefer to use a round knife, as you see me doing here, and for best results I prefer to use a poly board. In this case it's the Pro Poly board. Notice I'm coming up to a corner. It's best then to turn the leather and go away from the corner as I'm doing here, and if you can, make your cut with one pass. You would do the same thing with the buckle tab. Usually it's cut out of 4 to 5 or 6 to 7 ounce leather, and then with the lining you'll end up with a very sturdy buckle tab. We'll show you more about that later when we go to getting ready for the buckle. Of course, you would make 2 buckle tabs for each pair of spur straps. Now I am punching my rivet holes and other holes for our buckle tabs, and you'll notice on the first one I'm going to punch 3 1/8 inch holes, 2 for the rivets and 1 for a concho. On the other one, you notice we have punched a larger hole. This will be the one where we will use that for the buttonhole. And of course, we will punch with the oblong punch for the buckle tongue. For the one that does not have a lining, we can cut the slot now for the buttonhole with the head knife. Cut it about 3/4 of an inch to an inch. We are going to use a concho as we have here. We will cut our lining oversize as you can see, and then I will take an ink marker and mark the first rivet hole and mark around the outer perimeter of the buckle tab. Then we will take our marker and we will mark where we're going to cut off the lining, and then we can continue cutting out the piece. Next, I will punch a very large hole in the lining only. This will be to make the buttonhole. With the knife of your choice, cut about a 1-inch slot as you see here, and we will then have a buttonhole in the lining. Next, we will trim the leather as you can see, and then we will get ready to skive. We will skive the end that goes to where the buckle is going to be attached. And now you'll notice we have put a line of cement around the outer edges because of our buttonhole. We do not want this to be cemented the whole way through. We need to allow room for the spur button to come in. If you are going to machine stitch this, now is the time to do it before you actually trim the lining. After stitching, you can trim the lining either with the shears or a sharp knife. This is how our piece looks with the buttonhole in the lining. After stitching, you can use your edge beveler and slicker to make nice smooth edges. To prepare a lining for the main part of the spur strap, just lay it on your lining leather, as you can see here, and trace around it with a pencil or a pen or a marker. Make sure you put a mark all the way through where the concho is going to go. And punch a large hole, usually about a 1/2 inch, for the buttonhole. And of course, with a good sharp knife now, you cut the slot for the buttonhole in the lining only. And now we will apply cement like we did for the buckle tab, and doing it around the edges only. That is for the part where the concho is going to go. For the rest of the spur strap, you can completely cover it with good quality contact cement. For best results, the lining for spur straps should be cut from 4 to 5 ounce latigo or good quality oil tanned cowhide. Please note I have installed a concho in the main part of the strap, and now we'll take our contact cement and put a line about 1/4 of an inch wide around the outer edges, as you see me doing here. And of course, then we will completely cover the balance of the spur strap with the contact cement. After you allow your cement to dry until it gets tacky, you can stick the two pieces together, as you see here, being very carefully to get them lined up. If you're going to machine stitch, you will want to do it before you do your trimming. If you're going to stitch by hand, you can trim it right at this time. You can do it either with the shears, or if you feel more comfortable, you can do it with the knife of your choice. Here you'll see I'm doing it with a round knife. I find this very easy. After your stitching is done, you can use your edge beveler, of course, trim the edges, and then slick them with the slicker of your choice. And here we have our finished spur strap together with the buttonholes in the lining. And at this time you can, of course, punch your holes for the buckle. It's just a matter of attaching the buckle with a rivet, as you can see me doing here. And then it's just a matter of buckling the tab into the buckle, and your spur strap is finished, ready for use. For the ones where we have a lining all the way through, you can punch the big hole all the way through the outer piece and the lining. Take your knife and then cut the buttonhole as we did before in the lining, only in this case you go all the way through. As you can see, our pieces are finished, and the buttonhole goes all the way through the outer piece and the lining. And that's all there is to making great looking custom-made spur straps.